Hello everyone. In today's topic, I will be talking about biochemical aspects related to one neurodegenerative disease, that is Parkinson's disease. So today I am going to talk about Parkinson's disease. So we look into the different aspect or the from biochemical point of view. Related to Parkinson's disease. So I will be covering the following part. We look into the introduction. So I will be talking about little bit information about Parkinson's disease. Then I will be moving on to sign and symptoms, and later on I will be dealing with the biochemical basis of Parkinson's disease, and the last one will be treatment. So first we look into the introduction part. So Parkinson's disease, if you see, basically it is a neurodegenerative disease caused due to deficiency of or decreased level of one of the neurotransmitter called dopamine. Okay, so there is a deficiency of dopamine inside brain. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, so there is a deficiency of or decreased level of dopamine inside brain. So this is the main change which we see, and this dopamine is synthesized in a part of brain called substantia nigra. Substantia nigra, and as well as that LC region. So these are the two parts where this dopamine neurotransmitter is synthesized inside our brain. So if there is a degeneration of this substantia nigra, or if there is a degeneration of this locus ceruleus, that can lead to decreased level of dopamine inside brain, and this dopamine associated deficiency associated sign and symptoms will appear. So basically you should remember this Parkinson's disease is generally seen in elderly population where there is a deficiency of dopamine inside brain caused due to degeneration of substantia nigra and locus ceruleus region of the brain. So there is a deficiency of dopamine. So what are the signs and symptoms associated with decreased level of dopamine? Okay, so the signs and symptoms which we see in case of Parkinson's disease, the most common is tremors. There is a feature of tremor. So tremor, there will be shaking of limbs, hand or leg. There will be stiffness. There will be stiffness. There will be slowness of movement. There could be mask-like face. There could be lethargy. So all these signs and symptoms are due to what? Decreased level of dopamine in brain. So there could be tremor, that is shaking of limbs. There could be stiffness. There could be decreased movement or slowness of movement we can see. There could be mask-like face appearance, and there could be lethargy. So these are the major signs and symptoms which we see in Parkinson's disease patient. Now coming to how this by treatment part, how treatment works here, in those elderly individual, especially who is greater than whose age is more than 60 years, there we see more prevalence of Parkinson's disease. So what is the line of treatment and what is the biochemical basis of treatment? So what we give is, if considering the treatment part, so what we can do is, we give combination of medicine, that is L-DOPA and levodopa, we give this medication, and carbidopa. So we look into the biochemical point of view. Why we are giving this L-dopa and carbidopa together as a treatment. So remember, this dopamine is formed inside the brain. Which part of the brain is involved? As I told you, there is the involvement of this substantia nigra and locus ceruleus. These are the two reasons where this dopamine is synthesized. And how it is synthesized? Basically, it is synthesized for amino acid called tyrosine. So this tyrosine is first converted into dopa, and dopa, with the help of decarboxylation reaction, where that carbon dioxide is removed in the presence of enzyme aromatic amino acid decarboxylase, this dopa is converted into dopamine. So what happening here, due to damage to that substantia nigra or LC region, that there is a decreased synthesis of dopamine from dopa. So what we do is we give this medicine in combination, L-dopa along with carbidopa. So one thing you should remember, this dopamine cannot be directly given as a drug because this dopamine cannot cross blood-brain barrier. So it is given in the form of L-dopa. This L-dopa can cross blood-brain barrier, and inside brain this dopa will be converted into dopamine. So this can happen, but the only problem here is if you give only L-dopa, so there is a tendency that before reaching brain, all this L-dopa will be converted into dopamine. So brain won't be getting this dopamine. So obviously dopamine level in brain still will be low. So what we do is we give this L-dopa along with carbidopa. So what is the function of this carbidopa? So carbidopa is analog of L-dopa. So what does it do? It prevents peripheral conversion of this dopa into dopamine. So it won't allow dopamine formation from dopa unless it reaches the brain. So what this carbidopa does? Carbidopa is inhibitor of enzyme called aromatic amino acid decarboxylase. So inside peripheral tissues, before it reaches brain, this carbidopa ensures that dopa is not converted into dopamine. And this L-dopa, as you know, it can cross blood-brain barrier, this L-dopa, and inside brain, once it reaches the brain, this dopa can be converted into dopamine. Okay? This carbidopa cannot cross blood-brain barrier, so there it won't be able to inhibit aromatic amino acid decarboxylase. So dopa will be converted into dopamine inside brain, and neurological sign and symptom related with this disorder, like that is Parkinson's disease, can be controlled. So remember, the medication line of treatment is L-dopa along with carbidopa, and this is the line of treatment which we give, where there is a combination of levodopa and carbidopa, and this carbidopa is inhibitor of enzyme aromatic amino acid decarboxylase. So inside peripheries, it will prevent conversion of dopa to dopamine, and once this L-dopa, because remember dopamine cannot cross blood-brain barrier, so once L-dopa crosses the blood-brain barrier, there this inside brain it can be converted into dopamine with the help of aromatic amino acid decarboxylase, because carbidopa cannot cross blood-brain barrier. So that is the point, biochemical basis of the treatment of the persons suffering from Parkinson's disease. I hope you understood the concept related to this Parkinson's disease and the biochemical aspect related to Parkinson's. So thank you all for joining me.